bit of Zoom etiquette one-on-one since it's a new thing for you. The bottom left-hand corner, you have two options. You can mute yourself so that I don't hear your kids and your cat and anybody else in your background. It's really helpful whenever we're doing it to have yourself muted. And then when you have questions or you want to talk, just take the mute button off. But anyways, it'll save you some background noise. And then the camera, I want to see you. Like, I want to know you're here with me. So don't turn your camera off unless you're like getting a shower or doing something crazy. So leave your cameras on, okay? It's nice to see you. So that's Zoom for you. So what we'll do is each month during this challenge, I will do a call for you on a different topic. I like to make them based off of topics that I know that you probably need or maybe want. I'm always looking for feedback. So if you really want me to do a call on a certain topic, then tell me and I'll be happy to plan it. Otherwise, I'll just kind of go with it myself. I record these in the event that you miss them. So if you can't be on the call in live time, you can watch the recording, but it's always more fun to have you here so I'm not talking to myself. Sound fair? Good? Okay, so tonight's topic was just on meal planning. I could talk to you for hours about getting ready for the challenge, but instead it's just on meal planning. And what I want you to know is that while I'm going to go through what will seem like 21-day fix meal planning, it actually is for all of you. My Core de Force users, my Beachbody On Demand, like All Access users, Country Heat, you name it. Beachbody has this system for eating, and basically they came out with it. It's actually whenever I became a coach myself. So I started almost 3 years ago with Beachbody, and the portion control containers had just come out. And so from there on out, every workout program that they created uses the container system. So PiYo, size, you name it, we're going to use it. So whatever program you're doing, this content applies to you tonight, okay? All right, so here's what I'm going to tell you. Some of you have been following me on social media for a long time, and you have seen me share success stories. How many of you have been intrigued by maybe one of those Tuesday posts where you see somebody and you're like, did they seriously lose that much weight? Anybody? Come on. That was me. When I was new, I was following my coach, and I was like, is she really helping people lose that much weight? Like, this can't be real. And I was very skeptical, but I'll tell you, it seriously works. And some of you on this call tonight are some of my success stories. Sue's on right now. Sue, really quick, tell them what your journeys look like so far. Go ahead.
I started in July of 2016, really focusing on everything. And up until this point, I've lost about 40 pounds and over 30 some inches. So you can do it. Anybody can do it.
Real deal. She's
Yes.
not fake. I didn't find her on Google. It's not a Google image. She's a real person.
Yep.
Every month there's lots of real people just like Sue. And it brings me to tears. It makes me proud of them. She's worked her ass off to get here. And those of you who are wanting to be able to say I've lost 40 pounds or 60 pounds or 10 or 5, you're going to be so proud of yourself when you do this, but realize you have to do this. It's hard work. Okay. Sue did not get here because she snapped her fingers and drank Shakeology. I know that some people think, oh, it's a quick fix, it's easy. It's freaking hard to lose weight, okay? But being in a challenge group helps, and it helps you to stay accountable and to still stay into it. So I want you to realize that every person whose success story you're going to see me sharing is because they showed up. They did their workouts every day. They did this meal planning thing, which some of you, it's brand new. And you're like, this is hard or this is overwhelming. And I'm going to totally agree with you. I was in your boat 3 years ago. I was thinking to myself, this is so much work. Like, I don't even know if I want to do this, right? So that was me too. But I learned it and I've taught it. And I'm telling you, Sue probably can't go a week without meal planning. And if she does, I guarantee she's buying takeout. So my advice to you is to just show up, okay? Some of your programs are only 30 days. Show up for 30 days. Think of the money you've just spent on your program, right? Some of you are $200 in, some of you are $160 in, depending on what you got. Like, you spent some dough to be here. Act like it, okay? Show up. Do the meal planning. So, you know those containers. How many of you have containers? The portion control containers that came with your program. Yes? Did any of you look at them and think, oh, some of that orange container looks pretty small, right? How many of you were like, what is that one for? Here's the deal. Those containers were designed because they work. And they were designed to be used, not to sit in your closet, not to sit in your dishwasher. You need to use those things every single day for the next 30 days or 60 days or however long it is. Use them. Don't say to me in a month, I lost 5 pounds. I kind of got results. You know why you kind of got results? Because you didn't follow it to a T, okay? Don't be that person. You owe it to yourself to do this. So I want you to follow those containers to a T. I don't want you to eat out of them though, okay? So you see them, they're called portion control. Portion means you portion with them, you dump them out. Now granted, I sometimes will eat my fruit out of it or whatever just because it's easy and it's one less thing I have to wash, but I really want you to get in the habit of seeing what does your food look like on your plate? What truly does a serving of brown rice look like? Or how much chicken am I really having? All of these things are really important for you to be able to see because this is something that's going to take time to learn. In 30 days, you're probably still going to need the containers, but after 60, you're probably not. But I will tell you that 3 years in, guess what? Every single day in my head, I mentally ask myself, have I had my 2 purples for the day? Have I had my 4 reds? It really did become a way of eating for me. And I want that to be the case for you. But it won't happen unless you practice it first and you start doing it. Now, what I want to transition to is I want to talk about not overcomplicating this. How many of you are living with somebody else? Raise your hand if somebody else lives in your home. Anybody? Okay, yeah. And that's awesome, and it's not, right? Because it means that you're about to start something, and now they're about to start something, and they may not be ready for it. Those of you who are living alone, you're fine. This is your gig. You get to buy what you feel like. But those of us who, I was a mom. I had to cook for my kid and my husband. And so that meant we were all doing the 21-day fix when I started. And so what I did is I decided that I didn't want to stir the pot at home. Meaning that I didn't want to piss everybody off and take away everything and say, we're on this health food kick. I didn't want them to resent what I was doing. Does that make sense? And some of you may be getting that pushback at home where they're saying, like, why are we eating chicken like this? Or why are we doing that? I want my mac and cheese back, Mom. Okay, that might be a true conversation at your house right now. But I don't want you to stir the pot. I want you to ease into this. So what you can do is you can first sit down as a family. I want you to do something. I want you to tell them or tell your person that you live with, whether it's your spouse or your kids or maybe just your friend. I want you to tell somebody, why are you doing this? Like, seriously, why? Remember in the group how I asked you to share your why? And some of you got really emotional. Like, if you go back and you read that, you're like, oh my gosh, like these people want to change their life. And so if you can express that to your husband or to your family or whoever and say, like, please, like, support me on this, you're going to get so much more buy-in. You know, if you look at your nutrition guidebook, you can still have your white pasta for now if you want. Like, it's still in there. I don't recommend it, but when you're just starting, if you don't want to piss off your family, just have white pasta and start to slowly mix in the wheat pasta, okay? So I want you to not overcomplicate this. I don't want you to feel like every meal, every dinner has to be something brand new. You can go ahead and you can take a family recipe that you're used to making. You know, maybe it's the meatloaf that your husband expects on Wednesdays or whatever. Make the meatloaf, but make it so that it fits into your meal plan and make it fun. One thing that I like to do is I like to sit down with my husband and we like to pick the meals together. I like to say, what do you want? Like, we get on Pinterest on a Sunday morning. I say, what are we having? And we scroll way too long, so don't fall into that. But we scroll and we look for stuff, and then it's fun. Then we did it, and it's not me dictating we're having this. And same with my son. When I want him to eat the broccoli, guess what? I have him help me cut the broccoli, which is scary in itself. And I have him help me, like peel the zucchini or make zoodles. And he then will be more willing to try it than when I hand him a plate and I say, here's your zoodles, you're eating it. Okay? So incorporate people if you can. And just go ahead and, like I said, try to find things that you want to adapt that maybe you already are eating. So don't overcomplicate it. So what else do I want to tell you? I wanted to share with you something that I find to be really, really helpful. This is, and so I said Pinterest. So go on Pinterest anytime you want. And whatever program you're doing, you can search for meal plans. You can type in 21-day fix meal plans, Core de Force. Remember what I told you. They're all the same. So Kendra Heat meal plan will still work if you're doing Core de Force. Don't forget that. But what I like to use, and I'm not sitting here, I'm not trying to sell you something. Like, I already sold you something, right? So I'm not just trying to sell you something. I'm just telling you that a lot of my clients have this cookbook. It's the Fixate cookbook, and it helps. And you know who this cookbook is for? This is for that person who is so particular. It's a type A personality who wants to follow the rules and make sure they get every container right. Because some of you will message me and be like, how much purple is that? How many reds are in this one? And you're very particular when you do your meal plan. A lot of the clients like it because basically it tells you exactly how many containers are in it. It gives you a lot of breakfast, lunch, soup, snacks, you name it, it's in there. So if you want this, let me know. I want to say, Sue, I don't remember, is it $14 or something? Maybe 14 or 15 bucks. It's not terribly expensive. And for my type A personalities, they need it. For the people who just wing it, go on Pinterest, okay? You don't have to have it, but it's an option. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a screen share with you guys. So you're going to see my computer screen, and I'm just going to show you one of my meal plans. Can you all see that? Someone give me a thumbs up so I know we're together. And you don't have to see it exactly, okay? But a lot of people say to me, like, can I have your template for meal planning? And I'm like, there's no template, guys. Like, this is me sitting down in Google Docs and going File, New, and I'll show you what I do, a new document. And then I like to change the layout. So I go to File, and then I do Page Setup, and I like to switch it over to Landscape. And I change my margins to 0.5 just so that I have a ton of room. I'm getting really technical. I used to be a business teacher, so I think that's why I'm having you set up margins for your document. But anyways, I like to do it this way. So then I go in and I just do table, insert table, and there it is. And I type it in, and I start to color code it. So this is what the show looks like. This is what I do every Sunday. And this is an older one. This is when I did Insanity. So this is like 2 years old. So that's why it's not Landscape. But anyways, so here's what I do first. Okay, this is my secret sauce. I start with dinner. You want to start with dinner because typically your dinner is always, oh, who just joined us? We got another person on. Hi. Hey, baby. I'm going to mute you, okay, honey? I'll have you unmute later. Thanks for joining us. You're good. I muted you, so I can't hear what's going on in the background. Okay? Awesome. So what I have is I plan dinner, and like I said, that's because it's typically carb intensive. So a lot of times, like if I'm having tacos for dinner, I'm not having oatmeal for breakfast because I've used all my carbs at dinner time. I want the baked beans or the like refried beans. I want the taco shells. So that means for breakfast, I need to have eggs. So anyways, plan your dinners first. So sit down, plan out 5 dinners or 6 dinners or whatever it's going to be. And then I do this. So this isn't, I was like thinking I was doing a good thing by giving you that example. I wasn't. So let me pull up one of my more recent ones. Sorry, guys. And you're going to find that I have like 3 years worth of meal plans. Legit. Okay, so let me go to recent. Let's see what pops up real quick. Okay. Here. This is like my one from this weekend. Yeah, this was last week's meal plan. Okay. So anyways, what you're going to see is that I do the dinners first, and then I go down through here and I color code and I look at what's next. But here's what I do. Typically, always last night's dinner is tomorrow's lunch. That's one less thing I have to plan. I would highly recommend that. Now, some of you are going to say, Sarah, that's too complicated. See, I love to cook. Some of you are going to say, I hate cooking. You can do chicken, brown rice, sweet potato, whatever for dinner every day if you want. You don't have to eat a million different things. I like eating a million different things. You do not have to, okay? Now, after I do that, so I fill in my holes. I fill in dinner, then I plug in lunch, and then I work from there. And I sort of go backwards as to what's left. I like to type mine. I'm a type A personality. I like to type it. I like it color-coded with my containers. I like to make sure I've had it all. Then I have some clients who are like, Sarah, you stress me out with that color-coded meal plan. I don't even want to try to make that, okay? If that's you, that's okay. Maybe your style, I have a client, Christy. She's not on the call, but she's been with me forever. Her style is to like write it on a grocery list, and she just writes it out and she slaps it to the fridge, and that's it. It's not color coded, it's not fancy, but it works for her. So please do not feel like I'm making you do this elaborate meal plan. You got to do one, but you do it how you want to do it. Sue, you handwrite yours, right? Yeah, Sue handwrites hers. Whatever works, just please make a meal plan. That's all I'm asking, okay? Here's another tip for you. While you do this meal plan, I want you to sit and have beside you your grocery list. And so if you go through and you're saying, okay, you know, I'm going to make brown rice spaghetti with meat sauce with salad, I'm going to write down, okay, I need brown rice pasta. I'm going to look in the fridge. Do I need more lettuce? Do I need whatever? And make your grocery list while you make your meal plan. It's one less thing you have to do the next day, Okay, so then here's what's going to be helpful. After you do this, and I'm going to be so straight with you, expect this to take you, when you do your first meal plan, I'm not even lying, expect it to take a couple hours. And I know you're like, what? It's hard. It's hard to think about every single thing you're going to eat for the next 6 days, every single 6 times a day. It's overwhelming. So maybe that means tonight when we get off the call, you pour yourself a glass of wine, because you're going to probably need it, and you plan out 2 days worth. And then tomorrow you plan out 2 more days, and then Saturday morning, you'll finish this. Okay? But just be ready for this to take a while, and know that with time you'll get faster and faster and faster. I can pump out an entire meal plan for the week in 15 minutes or less if I stay focused. So practice makes perfect. And then here's what I do. I make this meal plan typically, like I said, I'm good at it now, so I'll do it on a Sunday morning. But I used to have it done by a Thursday. That was my rule to myself. Thursday night, meal plan was done. I went to the grocery store. I went on Saturday when I was new to this. I go on Sunday now. And then so you're going to want to go to the grocery store. You're going to want to buy everything you need for the week. I don't want to see you in the grocery store 6 times next week. No. You'll be grumpy. And then on Sunday, I want you to prep your food. And some of you, this might be something that's new to you. What does that mean? It means you can cut your fruit up. You can wash your vegetables. You can portion out your nuts. You only get 16 pistachios or 10. I don't know. It's nothing. At this point, I'm eating the whole bag of pistachios for where I am in pregnancy. But anyways, you're going to portion that stuff out. So do it now. Like if you know you're having pistachios twice this week, put them in your little baggie, set them aside, write on it Tuesday or whatever, and then put it in your fridge or put it in your pantry. But the more you can prep ahead of time, the easier this will be. I will be very honest with you. When I was doing my first round, I was prepping everything sometimes the night before, and I was so stressed out of how much food I had to prep every night. So do yourself a favor and at least do 2 or 3 days worth in advance. I like to do it on Sundays. Some people are funny about their dinners. They're like, oh, Sarah, I don't want to cook my dinners for the whole week. And I don't blame you. I like my food to be fresh as well. So maybe just prep what you can for a couple of your dinners and then do the same thing again midweek. I will tell you that some people really need it all spelled out for them. I helped my dad do Whole30 around Thanksgiving, and Whole30 is a very difficult meal plan. And what I did is on Sundays, I would prep if you're looking at this list, I prepped all of it. I put it in containers, I wrote the day on it, and then I went one more step. So if you're working with a husband or something, I went one more step. I bagged it up for Dad, and I wrote on the bag Monday, and then I shoved it in his fridge, and then Tuesday, and then all Dad had to do was pull out the bag. I really went the extra mile for him, but it helped him to stay on track. So figure out what works best for you and decide, how am I going to do this? And it'll be a learning thing. The last really important thing that I want to stress to you is once you do this, I want you to make copies of it. So if you're going to type it, just print a few copies. If you're going to handwrite it, photocopy it, whatever. And I want you to put it on your refrigerator so that everybody in the house, or maybe just you, knows this is what we're eating today. Don't ask me what's for dinner. Don't ask me if we can order pizza. We're having this, and I already bought the food, okay? And this is going to prevent you from a 9 o'clock binge when you walk in the kitchen and you're like, I'm eating ice cream. I don't care what I did today, I'm eating ice cream. But then you're going to see this, and you're going to remember how much work and effort you put into that meal plan, and you're going to say, no, I'm showing up, okay? Grab yourself some green tea. A lot of times in the evening, I will drink green tea to ward off cravings of ice cream or whatever I feel like eating, or brush your teeth. And I know that sounds dumb, but I like to brush my teeth, and then I'm like, I don't want to mess up. I don't want that taste in my mouth. You guys know that taste. So there's little things you can do to keep yourself on track. I want you to do that. I want you to also keep a copy of this meal plan in your purse, at your desk at work, wherever. I want you to remind yourself that you worked hard for this, and I don't want you to veer from it. Now, I will tell you, if you missed something, so say today you had a rushed morning and you didn't bother to make eggs, so you have 2 breads left over for today. Tomorrow, if you want to eat 4 eggs, go for it. But here's what I don't want to see you do. I don't want you to pick and choose what containers you have for each day. That mathematical equation that told you how many containers you're supposed to have, how many containers you're supposed to have. I don't care if you're not hungry for them or if you're like, this is just not enough food. That's the formula. You want to lose the weight, follow the formula. Don't get picky and choosy with this. At least not now. Now down the road when you're mastering this, like Sue's at, what'd you say, Sue, 40 plus pounds. Sue can kind of play how she wants to at this point because she's getting results. But when you're new to this and you're just trying to get round one results, please follow your containers. Okay? All right, so it's 9:22. I want to go ahead and stop talking because I've been gabbing at you for a while. I want to answer questions if you have any. So, what you can do is bottom left-hand corner, you can click the mute button and it will unmute you, and then we can just chat. So don't make this like school where I just stare at everyone. You know, the teachers. I hear someone who is Judy. Hey.
Judy, hi. Being diabetic,
Yes.
the carbs and the fruit concern me.
Mm-hmm.
I have trouble enough keeping it under control.
Yeah. And you're a different ballgame, okay? So I will say that. Diabetics are a different ballgame because of that. You want to watch your carbs and your fruits. So I would say adapt how you need to. Are you on insulin?
No.
No, you're not. Okay. But so
I'm on pills.
Yeah, you're going to be. Okay. So yours is going to be adapt as needed. You know, obviously for the fruits, you want to do like the ones with the least sugar. You know, your berries are going to be better than, certainly I don't want to see you munching on grapes all the time. That would be nuts.
I did that.
Did you? Your sugar was probably a mess. Yeah.
Sugar went way up.
Yeah, it will. So just kind of play with it and see how you feel. I have another challenger in the group, Sherry Stoner. You'll probably see her name. She also has diabetes, so you two might be great to partner up and ask her. She's been on her journey for a little while now, and she's got great results. Ask her what she's up to.
Okay.
Okay. Other questions? Do you have more?
Nope, that's the only one I had.
All right. I'm glad you had Wi-Fi enough to tune in.
I had to go somewhere.
Did you?
That's why I was late.
I'm glad that you made the effort. That's awesome.
I had it till 5 minutes before the meeting and then lost it.
Figures. Well, I'm glad to see you. Thank you. Who else wants to chat? Anybody? Judy, I'm going to mute you. Let me see here.
I'm Rhiannon, and so my current struggle is I'm in a long-distance relationship, and I'm right now. So that's my current challenge with trying to meal plan and why I'm having such trouble, like, having meals planned out. I end up cooking or throwing something together just about every night so that I have something for dinner that night and then something for lunch the next day. Mm-hmm. So right now that's like my massive struggle is I'm gone every weekend or he's here and I'm trying to catch up on grading and stuff like that for school. So
what do you guys do? Like, are you guys going out when you're together? Like, you're going out to dinner?
No, not very often. We eat at home most of the time.
You do? Okay.
Kind of at the point where I'm like, do I just haul all my like food prep containers down there with me every weekend and try to cook while I'm gone? I'm just like, I'm really struggling with food right now.
I think for the next couple weeks, you make it easy. You know, you do your meal plan for the next week. And when you do your meal plan that Saturday and Sunday is something easy that you can take with you. You know, maybe you grab a rotisserie chicken on the road. Those are super cheap. They work. Grab a rotisserie chicken, throw a sweet potato in his microwave, and don't be fancy on those days. But I would say, you know, you got to show up for you to get your results. In 30 days, if you decide, like, that was a pain in the butt, then fine. But I think that for the next 30 days, you tell him about what are your goals. Say, like, honey, these are my goals. Like, I want to feel this way. I need your help. And I think he'll definitely support it.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing Whole30 with me. It's not like a struggle to keep him on board, but
yeah,
I'm just like, I don't know how to, like, when I'm not home every weekend to cook, it's a struggle to have stuff ready for the next week.
Yeah. And so that's where you're going to look at bananas. You're going to look at apples. You're going to look at all the stuff that doesn't need much work on your part. And just some of the simple stuff. You know, you can get like frozen chicken breasts and bake like a whole 13x9 pan of them. Season them up a little bit. And then now you're set for the week with protein if you need it. Just little stuff like that. The crock pot could be really helpful for you too.
Okay.
Good luck. Let me know if you need extra help, okay?
All right, thanks.
Yeah. Who else? Katie, you got any advice down there? Katie's a round tour.
Food prep and meal planning, I always struggle with because I have a really busy life and I have a lot of food phobias. I do not like leftover food. So I kind of do 1 to 2 days at a time. It's really hard, and it is not always easy, and sometimes I slip up. But like breakfast, I usually eat the same thing every single day. That's easy. I usually eat oatmeal. It's quick and easy. I keep that at work, and then I a lot of times go to Wegmans because I work right there and get a salad.
Mm-hmm.
Or I prep a salad for lunch. Dinners is usually what I cook.
Mm-hmm.
But I always cook it that night.
Katie, what's been the difference? So she was a client a long time ago, and then she came back in January for the health vet. You meal prepped this last time, did you not?
I did my own way.
She did her own way. No, there's a right way, right? Okay. Katie, how much weight did you lose in a month?
I lost 11 pounds,
Awesome.
which is the most I've ever lost since high school.
Yes. So those of you who are on this call and you're like, I want to lose 10, I want to lose 20, I want to lose 30, whatever. Maybe it's 5, maybe it's 100. There's motivation for you. She lost 10 pounds, 11 pounds in a month, 1 month. Imagine what this looks like come July. You know, she's going to be like, she won't have even her underwear won't fit her anymore. Like everything she's going to need to buy, right? Don't you want that for yourself? Like that excitement of, I got to go shopping. I feel confident. Like I want that for all of you. But the only way you're going to see it is if you do this part. And this is the hard part, okay? It's hard. It's hard to eat clean. Okay?
Yes.
It is. All right, so I'm going to let you go as long as, Jamie, do you have a question? Do you need to say anything? No? I'm glad to see you. It's been like 10 years, right? Jamie went to my high school. But anyways, so here's what I want to say to you. Treat this like a homework assignment. Like, be like, Mrs. Griffith, once our meal plans due by Sundays, tell yourself it's like part of the group, just like taking your before pictures. I have so many clients who are like, I'm not taking those. Why? You paid big bucks to be here, right? Just remind yourself that. This wasn't cheap. So this means you show up. You turn in the before pictures, you do the meal plan, and you push play every day. And you're going to get great results, okay? So I'm going to be your biggest fan. You will see me commenting, cheering for you. Be each other's biggest fan too. But share your meal plan. Try to do it by Sunday. And the more pictures that you guys share, the more you interact, the more fun the group is, okay? Awesome. Well, thank you for getting on, and I will see you next week for a call. Bye, everybody.
Bye.